Now with some secrets to spill in Star Trek.
Secrets about Madonna. We love those kind. It is the diary that was one of the best-kept secrets around, but today Madonna's secret is out. The mama-to-be, who's about to deliver her baby any day now, has already delivered the scoop to Vanity Fair Magazine, revealing her innermost thoughts about the world's most talked-about pregnancy, the father of her child, and a certain bad boy basketball player.
Don't cry for me, Argentina.
And now the truth about Madonna is out, in her own words. It's the secret diary she wrote while filming the soon-to-be-released Evita, and the Material Girl takes on the talk that she just used father-to-be personal trainer Carlos Leon, and that having a baby is the ultimate PR stunt. In the diary, Madonna writes, quote, "Some people have suggested that I have done this for shock value. These are comments only a man would make. There are also speculations that I use the father as a stud service, implying that I'm not capable of having a real relationship." And Vanity Fair senior articles editor George Hodgman tells us Madonna is also upset about rumors she had a thing for Antonio Banderas, her Evita co-star.
The press is still, after all these years, trying to link her with Antonio Banderas. And she sort of off-the-cuff remarks, "I don't think, no, I would never date a man who wears cowboy boots."
You must love me.
But Madonna, whose first music video from the Evita soundtrack was just released, has no love for her former fling, Dennis Rodman. The bad as he wants to be hoop dream. And now in the diary, she comes out swinging. She writes, quote, "A certain disgusting basketball player I made the mistake of going out with decided to publish an autobiography and devoted a whole chapter to what it was like to have sex with me, complete with made-up dialogue that even a bad porn writer would not take credit for."
She felt cheapened by the whole experience, and she felt used.
Madonna's latest ranting about Rodman in Vanity Fair follows her recent Vogue magazine interview in which she called him, quote, "a seriously damaged person." But Dennis recently told Day and Date he's tired of being dissed.
Well, I think that Madonna needs to check herself before she talk about everybody else. But I think that you can't say something about someone when you did it is worse than the person you're talking about.
And despite Madonna's big movie star turn in Evita, she hints that film fame is not all it's cracked up to be, saying, quote, "I've decided that acting in movies is a very humiliating job. People sit around all day scrutinizing you, turning you from left to right, whispering behind the camera, cutting your nose hairs, plucking stray eyebrow hairs, and patting down your hair sweat while they fill in the lines on your face with spackle."
She also has a line at the very end of the filming where she says, "Now I understand why most actors are either alcoholics, drug addicts, or Scientologists."
See, and you thought it was so great being a superstar. And there's a lot more in Madonna's secret diaries, including some, actually it's one very strange dream that she talks about involving herself, fellow blonde bombshell Sharon Stone, and grunge rocker Courtney Love. You can only, well, you'll have to buy the magazine to figure that one out. And the new issue of Vanity Fair hits newsstands October 15th. But today it's Madonna's new video that's hitting airwaves. As we mentioned, the compelling "You Must Love Me" has just been released. And here's more at our first look at the first video released from the Evita soundtrack.
Deep in my heart, I'm concealing things that I'm longing to say. Scared to confess what I'm feeling. Frightened you'll slip away. You must love me. You must love me.
Now, this song was especially written just for Madonna. It is not on the original Evita soundtrack that if you saw the Broadway version of the play or the musical or the one in London, you won't find it there. It was Andrew Lloyd Webber reteaming with his partner Tim Rice for this very special song for Madonna. It sounds pretty good. That hits stores today. The soundtrack hits stores in mid-November. The movie comes out in December, and I think this has gotten more advanced publicity than any film I can think of in recent memory.
And maybe for good reason. We'll have to wait and see. I love that line, filling in the lines of her face with spackle. She was very open in that interview.
She is, and she's open in all these diaries. I mean, she talks about the fact very maternal feelings already emerging. Different side of Madonna in these diaries. She talks about the fact that the first time she heard the fetal heartbeat, she just fell in love. So I think we're about to see a very different side of Madonna, but again, of course, there's still that saucy side of her. Dennis Rodman and she apparently are having what is shaping up to be the biggest running feud in showbiz right now.
Seems like a never-ending battle. You know what? Maybe because she's been in the glare of the spotlight, which much of it she created herself.
Of course.
Maybe she'll keep this child from it. We'll have to see.
And that's going to be the biggest, toughest role of her career, to be able to shield this child from the spotlight. We'll see what happens. Well, we're talking about Rodman versus Madonna. Well, what good diss may deserve another. Everything you ever wanted to know about Madonna and the making of her upcoming movie Evita is about to arrive at a newsstand near you. The cover girl of the moment will grace the November issue of Vanity Fair Magazine, which will be printing the diary that Madonna kept while filming Evita early in her pregnancy. And she's getting some maternal advice from Mr. and Mrs. Tom Hanks. And it's also making Star Trek.
I'm tired and I'm fat, but once I get some rest and I get some exercise, I'll feel a lot better about it.
There was no who have two children together had some tips for Mama to be Madonna.
Oh, she's going to be great.
She's going to be great.
She's going to be fine. She's a great lady, and she knows how to do things. She knows how to get things done. So.
And she has Rosie O'Donnell as a friend who's telling her to buy all the right things, all the right diapers, all the right formula.
It's going to change your life, though. It's going to change your life. All for the better.